Hello, my name is Paige Beltowski, and today I will be showing you how to knit my fingerless skull glove pattern. This pattern is available on both Ravelry and Etsy, which I will have linked below. And as we follow along this pattern, this is a more of a teaching tool, a helpful guide through the pattern, rather than a step-by-step how-to. If you would like the step-by-step instructions, those are available, like I said, on Ravelry and Etsy. So if you've already purchased the pattern or you're thinking about purchasing the pattern, this is a great sort of speed through how to, guide yourself through this pattern. And as you can see, this pattern uses double-pointed needles. When I'm casting on with double-pointed needles, I like to cast onto one needle and then distribute the stitches off the end of that first needle. And as I'm working, I'm making sure to count and double count my stitches. I lose track easily, so I usually have to count a couple of times. If this is your first time, or maybe you're relatively new to working with double-pointed needles, I just want to remind you to be patient and calm. There are a lot of elements in knitting that are finesse and sort of rote memory. Your hands just learn the skill. It can be kind of clumsy and frustrating at first, but just stick with it. You'll adjust, you'll get used to it. You'll feel so accomplished when it's easy. And as we evenly distribute those stitches onto each needle, ready to complete this circle, I do want to remind you, make sure that your stitches aren't twisted around the needle. If there is any kind of twist, you'll end up with a looped piece of work, and that you won't be able to make what you're trying to make here. So just take a moment as you complete that circle, make sure that all of your stitches are pointed in the same direction. There isn't a loop or a twist anywhere in the work. And as I purl and knit, create that rib, I'm going to speed you through, and we're creating the motif now. We've incorporated the pink yarn, and that's going to create our skull motif. Oh, don't we all wish we could knit this fast? Of course, maybe we wouldn't like knitting if it were a fast activity. Maybe part of the enjoyment is the slow peacefulness of it. And as we're coming to the end of knitting this motif, we are going to prepare ourselves to create our thumb hole. So the next step of this process, here we are, we're going to knit the first few stitches off of that needle, and we're going to leave 10 stitches remaining on the needle. We're going to set those 10 stitches aside, and we're going to cast on 10 stitches to our working needle. And I always count, double check, make sure I have the right number of stitches there. And I continue working. So you're going to continue stitching around like nothing's different. And you're going to work one more row of that green background color. And now that we've made it all the way around, we're ready to start working our motif again. So you're going to go back to following that color pattern chart. And we're going to work one more row of skulls into our pattern, doubling the length of our glove. And we're going to return back to that little thumb hole at the very end. And voila! We have knit the body of our glove. Alright, the final step. Here we are. We are going to pick up the sides, the two little ladder green stitches on either side, and then we're going to pick up one little ladder from each of our stitches along those 10 cast on stitches. So we should be picking up 14 stitches here, and if you include those 10 original stitches, that means you have 24 stitches all the way around. And you're now ready to knit this loop. So you're just creating a little cover, a little branch off for the thumb. And we're going to just normally, just like we have been, knit all the way around. And here you are, you're ready to cast off, finish off that stitch. And the final step is to grab that tapestry needle and weave the end back into your work. You want to make sure that that end doesn't come loose, so you just kind of weave it back and forth, double back on itself once or twice. And this is just the final step. We're so close, you're almost done. And congratulations! You have completed your pattern. How cute! Alright, enjoy, happy knitting. Time to knit glove number 2.